G'day, Peter Clob. How are you today? Right, let's just make sure we got everything all set up. Good. Okay, another fun-filled morning. Mark Verdun, g'day. How you doing? And Stephen Clark is now following on Facebook. Is he? I thought Stephen Clark was always following me on Facebook. There you go. Seth Backer, a new name. Hello there, how are you? JP Traders is now following on Facebook. Oh God, this is going to bing it all. Seriously, what's going on? I don't know why it does that sort of stuff. Oh really? Oh, it's going to bing at me all day. Fair enough. Not much I can do about that. Kevin Blandfield, those people have been following me on Facebook forever. Sometimes this thing was to get its act together. Anyway, the joys of computer technology that we can't control. It's always lovely. Andy Stubbs, good morning. Have you changed the tinfoil hat yet? Margaret, Kevin Pearson, g'day, how you doing? Yeah, so here it is, Saturday morning again. Quite honestly, I've got absolutely nothing ready to go. Sometimes I get lost with what to actually talk about. It's really up to you. I was just looking at, what page was it? I was on a different page there. So we got Do More Life. He's doing, what is the fascination of Thai girls? So attractive. And I thought, really? Haven't they worked that one out yet? The fascination with Thai girls, they are cute. And Shanya's messaging me, is she? Hold on, what's Shanya doing? What's she want? I missed a close. What do she wants to call me? Anyway, what do you want? Better go and find out what she wants. Hold on. Be with you in just a second. I don't know.
Hello.
What you want? You call me.
Hello.
What? You call me. What you
Yes,
want?
I call you. My phone cannot open.
Your phone can't open.
Not video. Just voice.
Okay. But I start live stream now, darling.
No, I just to tell you where you put key for house for me. Last night I give key for you.
I put it in the back. Put it in the box downstairs.
Oh my God! Now I stay in the shop and I forget key.
I have live stream, darling. I cannot stop.
Okay. No, I don't need you. You help me, but I want to take you where you put.
In the box downstairs. You know where we put the key.
Okay.
Okay. Huh? Really? Oh, okay. The dramas of Saturday morning. Get an iPhone. Yeah, right. Seriously, I am not getting an iPhone for anybody. Mind you, like we are having a bit of a. You might sort of, as much as we ever argue, right, which is almost non-existent in our relationship, which is very hard to believe. I know most people can't believe we don't argue, but her Samsung's broken. She's dropped it a couple of times and it's got a cracked screen and now it's the phone doesn't open. So I said, no, I'm not buying you an iPhone, right? You can buy a really good Android phone. What? There. She's still on the phone. You can buy a really good Android phone for 15,000 baht. Well, I said, buy a Realme. I think the Realme 7 Pro is 11,000 baht. Look, I'll buy you that phone. You can buy I think was it the Redmi, which is another pretty good brand. 14,000 baht. But outside the Samsung brand, you can buy extremely good phones here for under 15,000 baht. So I gave her 15,000 baht. There you go. Buy a phone. Right? If you want to buy an iPhone, you can pay the rest, because I'm not simply not forking out this sort of money for a freaking phone. Honestly, you have to be crazy to buy an iPhone. Anyway, so we've left it at that. Now she needs to obviously, look at, if it's really worth, the what, 30, 40, I don't know how much they cost now. 40,000. I think I've seen them as high as 45,000 baht for a top-end line Apple. Seriously. You'd have to be crazy. And even Samsung, like, not only the bloatware, but now they're banking on a name. Seriously, the Samsung phones, they have got no features over, absolutely no features over like a Realme, right? And this one has got a 10 times better camera. What do you do? Anyway, yes, Mark, we're doing. I clearly had my pic taken a few times. Yes, like I thought, apart from Thai girls, like I thought I might just use my Facebook. I might actually start using this. I'll post some more stuff on Facebook and then review the week on my Facebook page. Because I'm getting lost in what to talk about. I really am. Thai girls. Let's have a look at some pretty pictures. This was last night. It was Mother's birthday last night. So yes, we got this the one with the Nom Yai next to Shania on the right there is a friend of Shania's, and the one on the left, there's another one of the one of the crew on the band, obviously a guy, doing the whole drag thing in the ladyboy stuff, but it was a really fun night out. The food was absolutely amazing. Yep. Honestly, can't they get some real prosthetics? If they're going to do drag, there's some really good things that they can get from Japan, which is a full front piece, which actually, it's all made out of the silicon latex silicon sort of thing, and it's skin coloured, and you can a little bit of makeup, and you can why they use these little. I don't know. It's very cheap, but it's always fun. Yeah, this one here, the one on the right, what a tush on that one. Honestly, yeah, scary stuff. Shania reckons the fact that they're at least 500cc and they're fake. I was looking. Seriously, they don't look fake to me. Mind you, I didn't get to try them out, but they don't look fake at all. Just Thomas Ogden. Are you coming on the stream there, Thomas? What else we got? Yes, that was So we had a bit of a fun night last night. But as I said, it was Mother's birthday, so this is obviously the live band was a lot of fun. There will be a video. I shot some videos. So the food was amazing. You can't really go wrong with these barbecues. They are just totally something that I've never seen them anywhere else as well. This is the only place I've ever seen them done. These types of open air, on the table barbecue sort of style things. Mind you, I haven't been all over the world, but it's something that I don't think you'd ever see in Australia. That's for certain.
The liability would probably be too great.
Liability, yeah. Tell me about it. G'day, Yogi. How you doing?
In Thailand, it's up to you.
Up to you. Yes. We'll get onto that one in a minute.
Yourself, you should have stayed away from the hot thing. Hello, everybody.
Yes. Where have you been? You've been in second. You've been in the game, but you're not coming and joining us the voice chat. What's going on there?
Which one?
Oh, the what do you call it? The Chaos Federation voice.
Oh, usually there's not really anybody on. I mean, they got the Americans on, but I get so tired of listening to Derplava
that. I gave him a mouthful last night. He was talking about. We were talking about Ark. Ark looks like Ark Survival Evolved is bringing out Ark 2, and there was a video primo thing on YouTube, which has got again, it's not something I'm trying to collect information on about deep fake, but they've actually sort of done the animations and they've deep faked Vin Diesel over one of the primary characters, right?
Yeah.
It does look fairly, like it's all CGI, but the new promo looks pretty good for Arc 2, and I'm just saying, I might get that when it comes out, because I do love playing Arc. And then Dirk just turns around and just says, oh yeah, well, it's all this PvP blah blah blah. He's going off and he's on a freaking tangent. And I said, what are you talking about? And I really gave him a mouthful. I said, I don't play PvP. Right? I'm sick and tired of all the griefers that you get on these PvP games, because that's what they do. People just get on and just want to grief you. And unless of course they've got a good game mechanic that they can prevent the griefing, right? A balanced sort of system. Something like Eve Online has a very good balanced PvP system. Right, and if you go into low sec or you go to null sec, then of course everybody's a target. But if you don't like PvP, then stay high sec. Right, it's a good system. The only thing I don't like about Eve is the constant war decks. The war deck system of Eve is just I think our federation in Eve has been bloody war deck for the last 2 years. So you got to play on alts all the time. Oh, really? You can't do anything. You can't do shipping. You can't do trading on your main characters. It's quite annoying. Anyway, you can't go ratting. Anyways, that's just Eve. Once they fix the war deck system, it'll be a lot better. But again, so like if you're offline, then you're fairly safe. Stay in the stations. But I think Ark Survival Evolve. Basically your character's lying. When you log out, your character's lying on the ground. Seriously, you can't stay online forever. You have to have a good balanced system. The fact that I don't mind PvP as long as, if you're able to defend yourself, then fair enough, on you go. But, these systems where they leave your character holed up in some sort of cabin or something like that, where anybody can, quite honestly, that's a bizarre system. But yeah, so... But I just gave my mouthful about the whole PvP thing. Anyway, so I'm missing all what people are talking about. I just started following Seth Backer. Just following you. Well, good. How good to have you along, Seth. Oh, by the way, I did. Where is it? I saw Tom Best. Where is it? I saw Tom Best.
Peter wants to know how the tip jar works.
Oh, but basically, it's
a
the tip jar down here. No, the tip jar in the live stream is actually part of YouTube. Actually, let's talk about that. So YouTube have a system, right? Obviously, I'm my channel's monetized and everything else, and I'm in good standing with them. So if you look at the actual channel, if I go to my YouTube, I have a link for my YouTube. YouTube channel, and you find the live stream that's currently running, which is there. Here's your here's the thing. It's got this little thing down here, show your support. You can always click that little $sign, right? And that $sign allows you to super chat, but I can't do because it's my channel. I can't super chat myself. So you can super chat with a sticker. Unfortunately, the feature, the stickers aren't. Super chat, yeah, but I can't super chat myself. But you click that button and away you go. You just send me, $2 or something like that, and buy me a coffee. But I noticed that Tom Best got onto this one yesterday. This one here is called Buy Me a Coffee. So I did set up my page. I still got to do some more work. I got to make an image there. What's 2560 by 423 to finish that page off. But yeah, you're quite welcome. So if you want to go and buy me a Red Bull, buy me a Red Bull. Well, then there you go. I can't see. Click on that link, and then Thomas Ogden. There you go. He's hit me up for $5. There we go. Thanks, Oggy. There's lots of these little supporting.
Everybody needs a good drink every once in a while.
There's a lot of these systems out there. I just saw Tom Best got one. So if you don't know Tom Best is one of those neat guys out there. He does Thailand vlogs when he can come into the country, of course. He's a good mate. So I thought I might as well sort of set it up, because people look for different ways. But when it comes to the thing, there's also this link here will take you to my PayPal page, right? And you can just send me something directly on PayPal. It's not. There's all these sort of systems. Unfortunately, most of them aren't sanctioned by YouTube, and YouTube, right? You've got to understand. Well, there we go. We've also got. There's Andy's done it as well. Thanks, Andy Stubbs. Thanks for a couple of marker. The trouble with YouTube is the fact that they take a slice 30% of anything that you guys donate to me, which is okay. YouTube run the system, don't they? Right, and it's totally up to them. I'm not in need of the money. I just think it's a great way to support the channel and everything else like that. So, if you feel like shouting me a Red Bull or a coffee or whatever, it's all gratefully accepted and means I can buy Sonia more dresses or maybe new handbags if you saw the last video. She wants Louis Vuitton now. She wants to go
Mr. Michaels or something like that. What was it? Michael Kors?
Michael something or other. There's a box around here somewhere. Charles and Keith. Charles and Keith.
Something I've never heard of.
Yeah, well, it's one of those sort of things. It's a brand name out here. It might come into my account, but it all goes to Sonia, doesn't it? But yeah, so there's lots of these supporting systems out here. YouTube take 30%. PayPal directly only charge the conversion fees and a very, very small, I think it's about 1.5%. For you to sort of send money. PayPal is the way that the most money gets to the end person. So the link for the PayPal is there as well. There's also Patreon. Our Patreon page is there for our Patreon followers. They're the people who feel that they love the channel content. They like to be what they call like a contributing supporter, and they want to get their name, in the closing credits on the screen, which is about all I can offer. I can't offer anything else. I do offer things for my Patreon supporters, but unfortunately over the last year I haven't really been able to come to the party on that one, which is, if you're a Patreon supporter and you make it into Bangkok, I will go out of my way to meet up with you and hang out with you for the day and just do all the sort of stuff that we do and maybe make a video. If you're not a Patreon supporter, then I just say, well, I get into Bangkok every 2 to 3 weeks to the Friday meetup with Jerry, and you're quite happy to meet up there. We also used to run the meetups on every second Tuesday at the Down Under bar. That was the nighttime meetup for the boys down Blowjob Alley. It's, of course, the bar's not a blowjob bar, of course. It's just that the rest of the bars are. So a lot of the women, that used to come out didn't want to go down that alley just because it's one of those alleys. But we used to do that as well, and you'd meet up there. But as I said, the Patreon supporters always got special treatment, and I do the occasional video for them. But again, I've said to them, what do you want to talk about? What do you want me to make videos about? I'm quite happy to, work out some sort of, scripted format, sort of, something special just for the Patreon supporters. But up to this date, they've never bothered asking. So, what do you do? And I'm not going to make videos for just the sake of making videos for Patreons that don't ask. So what do you do? Anyway, so you got PayPal. This one here, I think Tom was saying, takes 10% of the payment. Again, with Patreon, take 10%. So 10% of whatever's being pledged on Patreon goes to Patreon. This one here, it costs money to run these sort of things. If you go to my website, dia.net, I don't want to use the admin page, but if you go to my web page, again, hurry up, we do have a members only section, so you can register online with our web page. Now Oggie's a member of the website here, member registration. Come on, really? That's because I'm streaming. It's everything's, I've got streaming into Discord, I'm streaming into Streamlabs, I'm streaming into YouTube, and my computer's deciding that it's taking forever to go there. I think he
sprung a leak. He's streaming out the side door.
Come on, just go into member registration, would you very much? Oh, really? Anyway, on there you've got a free membership, right? So it costs you nothing. There's also down here the little donut button, and links to my PayPal. Another way you can do it, like I always sort of say, if you really want to be safe on the internet, use VPN Express. So if you take a subscription with VPN Express, you get 30 days free. I get 30 days free as well. Another way to support the channel, little things like that. And that works for me. I'm happy for people to use VPN Express as to protect themselves. There we go, membership list finally. So the free subscriber. You get free membership grants level to that, so you basically get all the content, and you can make comments on the website. I noticed that Nick Dean has just set himself up a website, right, doing a similar thing. He sort of said, he's sick and tired of, being filtered out by, the oligarchy of YouTube and Facebook. At least when you run your own website, it's our website. Just like Discord is our communication system, right? We're not hamstrung. We can talk freely. We can conduct, our business or our friendship without somebody spying in the background. You get the idea. Now the Warrior, I've obviously matched these things here. The Warrior,
without government oversight, is that what you're trying to say?
Without YouTube or Facebook, well, Google or Facebook listening in, yeah. So this one here is a Warrior membership, $2 US. The Cleric $5, the Assassin $10, and the Magician $20. I'm not sort of saying you have to spend $20, but become a subscriber. Members only get access to all these videos. Right, now this is something the Patreon supporters actually don't get access to, unless of course they register on the website, because I can't put these videos on Patreon. But there's 45 videos of all the there's 40 videos of what our life was like before we got onto YouTube and really did the weekly stuff on YouTube. There's all sorts of stuff in there, and there's the Patreon videos as well. So the Patreon videos get put here and for the members. All right. But membership is just membership to access to the content. I'm very much into an opt-in system rather than opt-out. I think the general consensus is opt-in. So the membership gives you access to the site, and you can comment on videos. Membership, if you pay, gets you access to the secret stuff. Whereas, right, if you actually want to be notified by my website when we put a new video out, right, then you actually have to subscribe to the newsletter. So you put your name in there and your email address and subscribe to the newsletter. Then it will email you whenever I post a new video. So everything's opt-in with this sort of system. There's also this little bell down here. Oh, you probably can't see that. When you're on the website or on your mobile, there's this little bell icon. You click on that and it has a push notification, which means, right, rather than a newsletter, if you don't want to subscribe to an email being sent, then you do this one, and it pushes it out to your phone. So you get a push notification that something's been sort of posted on the website. So, and as I said to Dean, as Dean has just realised, this is our website. We run it. We are in control. So that's how it all works. Most people here doing vlogging don't bother going to this extent, right? But I've been running this site for actually I've been running the domain for 20 odd years, but the site got redone 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, which basically has got all our videos. We try to sort of categorise it: Bangkok, nightlife, or daily life. There's photography, moto vlogging, food, meetups, recent posts. I do like that theme. I think the theme really works well for me. DIA.net, the name when I first chose the domain back in 1995 or 1996 basically was Dreams into Action, which is when I really started my plan to retire early. That's how long it takes to do this, right? It's not something that happens overnight, you know. You set your dreams into action, you set goals, you don't get distracted by anything. And the website's gone through certain, you know, renditions over the years about this, things. People talk about dream boards and putting photos on your fridge. Well, I built a website, which has always kept it in my focus, the fact that I was outside the process or outside the plan of, the sheeple, people, working for somebody else's dream. Everything I did was working for my dream. I might have had to work. I did 7 years of running my own business, working for myself in my own dream. But the constant chase for corporate clientele meant I had to run 30-day accounts, which really got quite annoying. And again, I was a good engineer. I would go in and I would do, fix up people's computers and put new computer equipment in. But I would do it and it would work. So basically I was too good for my own business because I didn't have repeat clientele. I'd fix their computers up and they'd run, and then they'd ring me up 6 months later and say, oh, we want something else. Can you come and do this? Can you come and do this? Because when I fixed something, I fixed it, not like, you fix the computer one day and you're going to fix it the next day and it's repeat business. I fixed the damn shit, So, I was too good for my own business. But as I said, chasing corporate clientele, you need to leave them, give them the 90-day accounts. Of course, they always want you there yesterday when something goes wrong. Oh, the internet's down, come and fix it, Okay, I'll be there. Will you have a check ready for me? Yeah, the accountant's here this morning. He'll be here. He'll write a check when you get in here. So you get in there, and where's the accountant? You fix up the problem, because it was something to do with whatever it might have been. Somebody played with the router or something like that, or unplugged it, because that's what they do in offices. The cleaners come in, they pull cables out and, get the idea. And you just got to run in there and, you do a quick 15 minutes fix up, and then, okay, it's all done. Sign off, here's the job sheet, blah, blah, blah. Okay, where's the accountant? Can I get my check? Oh, he's out for lunch. I've got other appointments, guys. You said you'd have a check ready for me. And that was a constant barrage, for those final years. After 7 years of that shit, I just said, I'm out of here. It really happened to be the fact that one of my good clientele that I'd worked for, as I mentioned, I mentioned the basic sort of stuff in that video. And what was going on there is about that I mentioned to Richard and said, I'd love to have a job where I feast and famine. Like this feast and famine thing, I've got a mortgage, I've got family and all that sort of stuff. One month I make thousands and thousands of dollars, right? And then I probably go 2 months and I'm barely paying the rent on the shop, or it was quite a challenge. Trying to sort of budget around the big times. We're going to do, put 5 new servers in this organisation. Yeah, I'd probably make, probably $20,000 profit on that. And then, I don't get that job. That sort of fit out happens once every 6 months. Get the idea? It just was feast and famine. I just said it'd be nice to have a job where I come in a couple of days a week and just maintain a corporation's corporate network. And when they joined Aztec, they only had the 2 offices. Oh, they had 3 offices. They had just opened New Zealand. So they had Sydney, they had Melbourne, and they just opened New Zealand. And Richard says, well, just so happens we're looking for somebody like that. Make me an offer. So I made him an offer. Right, made him an offer. I probably went in too low, but I said it was basically the bread and butter of my, to move forward. Anyhow, the 2 days a week very rapidly turned into 3 days a week because there was so much work to do there. Then it went 4 days a week, and then finally, after 6 months there, I went 5 days a week. I couldn't even run my own business. So I basically handed off my client base to a friend of mine. I said, look, can you take care of them? And I spent I think 3 days going into all my top clients and just introduced my colleague, and I said, look, I can no longer service you guys. He's going to take over, and that was how I did. It worked for me, worked for him, worked for everybody. Everybody was happy. He used to call me up and to say, I'm stuck with this problem, what do you do here? But, we got through it over, I could handle it. Richard didn't mind me taking those particular phone calls, right, because, that was part of the deal. But I had to be there 5 days a week. There was a couple of times I had to slip out to do an emergency fix-up because something was really, uniquely, suited to my capabilities, whereas, the guy I put it onto, he just quite didn't have the same technical capabilities. But, as I said, within 12 months I was there, and I was pretty much implanted in there, and I spent 15 years there. The reason why I left that place there was simply because of the fact that, you're on top salary bracket. They were very much focused on the Hayes salary bracket system, and I was on that $20,000 a year salary bracket, which was the recommendation for the top tier of infrastructure engineering, and they wouldn't pay any more. Anyway, so we always relied on our yearly bonuses, but we'd just recently been sold to an American company. I think that sale happened in 2014. We got sold to an American company, and Aztec at that time, we were across 7 countries, and that was my job, and I took care of all those 7 countries, and I fly to those 7 countries and do the fittings and fit outs, and make sure it was all working, right? And that's what my job was. Of course, when we came in with IRI, which was the American firm, we were only 10% of their total organisation. So we no longer had the I suppose the carte blanche control of our business. And they passed up for a bonus, that 2016 bonus was passed up, which was sort of, the writing was on the wall because, like the bonuses were in 2015 had dropped anyway, from what we were getting. They'd almost halved the bonuses in 2015. So we pretty much predicted that 2016 were going to have been halved again. But, slap in the back, no, not at all. Kick up the arse, no bonus at all. They didn't halve it. They just completely canned the bonuses, right? And I said, well, fair enough, this is the way it is. I planned to retire in 2017 anyway. That was when everything would work and everything would culminate in the long-term plan. And the thing that pushed me over the edge was the annual CPI adjustment. The CPI in Australia was 2.5% or 2%. And quite often, we would get that 1.5 to 2% CPI adjustment every year, right? Came to July and there was no CPI adjustment. I said to Michael then, I said, well, you realise they've just devalued my position here. You worked for the company for 15 years and they basically said, you're no longer worth what we pay you. What do you do? Oh, you go for your Thailand trip and you get out your computer and you write your resignation letter. End of story. I don't need your money. I was only sitting here for the next 6 to 12 months it's just icing on the cake as far as I'm concerned, because you're just topping up my balance in my bank account. I don't need to be here. I don't need your money, right? But I'm a loyal employee. I'll stay with the company as long as I can for the loyalty factor. Well, you've just showed me the fact that there's no loyalty in this company anymore, right? To the point that, Peter Sheridan, who is the managing director of, our division, right, didn't even know that the salary wasn't adjusted. Didn't even know the bonuses weren't given. He's the managing director, right? Showing me the fact that finance, who dealt with America, weren't even telling the managing director how the company was running. What do you do? I said, I've noticed recently Peter Sheridan has recently left IRI. Pretty much all the people that I call my colleagues, the top end tier of that company, they've pretty much all left the company now. Basically, the whole place went down. I got out at the good time. So that's a bit of a sort of more of an in-depth story from the video yesterday. Anyway, I've completely missed, probably 15, 20 minutes of what people have been talking about. What have I missed, Augie?
What?
What have I missed on the chat?
I don't know. I was sleeping.
You were sleeping. Let me see if I find PayPal hopeless. One email and can't reset features. Peter, yeah, look, I know PayPal is a bit funny when it comes to that. You got to have something decent like a good password manager, right, to deal with your passwords. And again, I would always recommend people use LastPass. Was it down? Bitcoin has hit 20. I know. Tell me about it. I was going to be buying into it when it was 8,000, but one thing came to another, and it'll come down. It fluctuates. It's too volatile for my liking for investment. Simple gamer. Yeah, YouTube is an all-in-one solution. Yeah, they just like to rip you off. You guys support us, right? But you're also supporting the people who run YouTube. What else have we got?
So does Google.
Yeah, so does Google. It's all Google. My 20 bitcoins. They reckon that the thing is going to continue to climb from now. It's just the way that China have just released their coin, so I think there's something to do with the China's coin that's driving this thing up as well, because China are running a sort of a Bitcoin, run out of China. Well, the reason why I've always been apprehensive about Bitcoin is the fact that it's supposed to be sort of user supported. Basically, unfortunately, China owns over half the actual bitcoins that have ever been mined. So, China owns everything. DIO was date in Asia. Actually, it went from dreams into action, and in the early 2000s, it actually went to Discordian Illuminati of Australia. That was another story altogether. I won't go into that one. Just a question. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, these nuts. How many registered members you have on your site? People complain about. But honestly, without unknown, I guess. Well, I think we've got probably 150 people have signed into the website. But again, like all websites, you need to go to it regularly to refresh your thing. And even this thing here will log me out every so often as well, and especially on the phone. The phone always logs you out. And of course, the way WordPress works when you're running a membership system, well, the first thing it's going to do when you open anything is going to take you to the login page. So again, it can be a bit of annoying, the fact that if you're not in there and using it all the time, you've got to log in. But thankfully, I haven't locked out the system. So if you get the little login, which is, comes up and gives you, if I just scroll that down into, it is mobile responsive, as you see. So if you actually do it, when you get the email and you click on it, it'll put you on this page here, which is the where's the login page? Because I'm actually logged in, so it'll actually put you to ask you to log in there, but you don't actually have to. You can just scroll up and just click on the video and say where you're going, click on that one, and away you go. It'll open the page and bring you up the article. But of course, unless of course you're logged in, it'll then scroll back down again to log in. But then of course you've got the article and so on and so forth, which then you can play directly from the page, right? And you put the. It's nice though. I've done a pretty good website, guys. Okay, I do know what I'm doing. The amount of plugins I got in this freaking site is incredible. But you get the idea. That's how it all works. Go back to the home page. Yes, the mobile function is different to the website, but as I said, it's a fully mobile responsive website, which is what most people, of course, they didn't resize, did it? trust me to do that. Go on, resize it again. What was that?
Oh, just somebody was saying if we get 50 likes that somebody said that if you wore the 10 uniform, he'll ring the bell. I don't know what the 10 uniform is.
The 10 uniform. The 10 uniform. I have
Mr.
no
Rich posted it.
I have no idea what the 10 uniform is. Just to have you, how many registered? I think I've covered that. But yeah, just giving a bit of a rundown on the website there. I started to plan and retire when you was 20. How's that going for you, Andy? You still not any closer? Do I fear getting old in Thailand? Well, this is something that I really haven't gone into much depth about. But if
he already is old.
No, I am here. I'm really. What is it? I told Sean
You're a 20-year-old.
God, I get sidetracked so easily. So I said to Sean, "Where's the messenger? Where's messenger?" I said, "Shania, darling, I want this T-shirt. Where is it? Did I send it to her here or somewhere else? Where did I send it to her? I sent it to her somewhere. It's got odometer and it's got the 59 turning over to 60. But yeah, so I haven't found that one. It was something I sent to her. I thought I sent to her on Facebook. Maybe I sent to her online or something. Wow, this is crazy. What's he doing? Is he buying what? Oh, yeah. American dollars. The ass is falling out the American dollar. Finally. Well, you can't keep on printing money, guys. It doesn't work that way. You told, in the Asian crisis, you told the Asians not to print money to get out of their recession. Well, what do Americans go and do? Well, they go and print all the money, right? I'm sorry, but you can't keep on printing the fiat money, right? The arse will fall out of the dollar. The arse is falling out of the dollar. Australian dollar seems to be doing pretty well. It's actually sort of, climbing on the American dollar. We got to 76 cents or something like that on Friday. Yes, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that in a minute. I think it's better to leave that one floating through. There's a bit more activity on the thing. I retire before I'm 45. Where are you planning to retire, Steph? Or is it staying where you are, or are you coming to Southeast Asia? Retire was so bred up to 2 years. Yeah. So bored. Yeah. That's something that I do need to talk about as well. There is a certain level of I can see boredom can set in when you retire early if you don't have enough things to do. I don't suffer from that because I'm a gamer, right? But when you start to think of my life, well, I sit in this chair pretty much 5 days a week playing video games. People might think, how boring is that? Well, I don't find it boring, but we do get out to do our little Wednesday things, and I said we go out to parties on a Friday night, see pretty girls, dancing on the stage, and I've got my bikes, bike riding every so often, but there is a lot of time within the whole week that if you don't have those sort of outlets, I can see, quite often, I can honestly see how people, expats living in Pattaya can find themselves drinking themselves to ruin at a bar, right? It's basically, you've got to have outlets, you've got to find something. And if you're like most men, you are the breadwinner, right? And you are, that's it. You had 10 hours a day was filled with working. That's what you did. You worked, right? When you don't have that work, you soon find yourself lacking things to occupy yourself for those 10 hours, right? As I said, gaming's easy. You start playing these games and that's it. 10 hours disappears like that. But I don't know
what hours are.
Wow, is it? I look at Jerry, for instance, and I'll go to Jerry's public profile. Right, but he's been up in he's been up in Nan, he's been Chiang Mai, right? He gets around. That's how he keeps himself occupied, by touring, and getting out of the city all the time. And he did the cave run and so on and so forth. I'm pretty sure Jerry won't mind me showing his Facebook to other people. But Jerry gets around. Right, so 14th of December. So you can see he's quite busy. Right, he loves his coffee, loves his meetups, loves his food. But there is a cost to that sort of stuff. It does have a cost. Now, if you're keen to, fork out there, probably I think, Jerry's entertainment and visiting places would probably cost him 60,000 baht a month, right, just to get out and about, and that's on top of his at-home living expenses. So it can be a bit of a challenge when you're starting to set your budgets. And again, I'm pretty sure Chuck has the same sort of situation. He's and Joe, both of those guys run channels, and they're videoing their trips around around Thailand, and that's what they do. They enjoy doing it. It keeps them occupied and keeps them mentally active. YouTubing is actually not a bad pastime if you choose to retire here, because it actually gives you something to do. There's not only the shooting the video and doing things, there's the editing time when you get back home and doing the edits and so on and so forth. It does help you go through the hours. But it's amazing how many channels come and go. Channels that were out there 2 years ago, where are they now? They realise it's a long, hard road, a long process to build a YouTube channel. We're at what are we now on? 6.69, so we're almost 67,000, 6,700 subscribers now. The channel continues to grow as it does, and but again, it's something to do. It's something to give you a focus. My style of video is very much raw and uncut, and I think I'm going to continue with that style. I think people like the raw and uncut versions. I don't go for the whiz bang and all the Thai video, all the bells and whistles and the wings and wow, crap, I'm not going to do that shit. I'm definitely outside that sort of genre of video. But if I really wanted to build a Thai audience, there's a way to actually make my videos Thai friendly. I've got all the sound bites. I've got all the stupid little bells and whistles and honestly, I just haven't got the time to do those sort of edits, and I don't find them enjoyable. Hopefully you guys don't find them enjoyable either. But yeah, so this is what you do, and it's one of those sort of things. Getting old, I don't fear it. I look at family. Mother's father, he's still kicking. He's up on the farm there in Sukhothai, and the family take care of family. I would fall into that boat as well. Family will take care of family. When I'm no longer able to walk down the stairs and take care of myself, right, well, we'll more than likely be looking at moving somewhere where family can be part of that overall thing. And don't forget, she's a good few years younger than me. So, when I'm in the walking frame, she'll still take care of me. I have that confidence that that will work. The biggest challenge we've got is we don't have siblings to take care of us in our old age. That's part of the fear that I do have. Not so much for me, but for her. She's talked about adopting children, and I sort of said, well, it's a difficult thing for me to make that decision, because they're not my blood, they're not genetically us. And I've been actually a few of our friends on the Discord here. One of them is about my age, actually he's a year younger. I've been asking him, how do you feel about the whole adoption process? Because he's adopted a new child, and he's going through like a second raising of children process. He enjoys it. I don't think I don't feel that that's in me in my life plan. It wasn't part of my life plan, and I still were very much focused on my goals. So this is part of life. That doesn't come into my life goals. It obviously is filtering in because it's one of Sonia's life goals. You know, she, as being a woman, right, one part of that she hasn't really had to experience is childbirth. She can't do that, but you know, aside from the childbirth side of things, she would like to raise a baby, you know, up to adulthood. You know, she feels that would complete her life. You know, it would make her the all-round woman, if you know what I mean. You know, she only gets it through, you know, Dan's child. That's about as close as we get with raising a child. B's partner has got children now, I believe. It's not his children, but this is part of the way Thai life works. It's quite strange. We're quite happy to go through those sort of things at some stage, but I don't see them as a focus for me to really to get involved with. Nursing homes, yeah, well they're few and far between, but I don't see myself ever needing a nursing home. Family will take care of things. Scrolling down, retired 45, hopefully. Written caged care, kids never. Yeah. See, everybody in the West rely on the nursing homes because the children don't look after the adults. It's one of the things that I think goes wrong with Western society. Stick them in a nursing home.
I'm more than willing to dig a hole out back.
Yeah. Now, Oggy, on the other hand, he still looks after his mother. He's my age, or a little bit below. He's a year and a half younger. But he still looks after his mother and goes and sees his mother and takes care of family. But he doesn't take care of her hand and foot, you know.
She still takes care of herself.
She still takes care of herself, yeah. And I just lost that place.
Oh, good night, everybody. I gotta call it.
You gotta call it, are you?
I'm trash today. It's been a long week.
Right. Well, thanks for joining us. But as I said again, if you want to come in and have a chat, come in the Discord links down below. You're quite welcome to come in and have a look, have a chat.
Pop in the Discord, that way you can tell him what you think of him to his face.
Yeah, that's it. Well, yeah, to my face, in the voice, yeah.
Later.
Hey, Malcolm K, you know about the whole Rookwood Cemetery, do you? Oh my God, honestly. Yes, that was. I think that was the beginning of the end of the relationship with Woolworths back then. It wasn't. It was 12 months after that Woolworths pulled the plug on Aztec, which was really the downfall of Aztec. You know, they were 30% of their GDP. All your eggs in one basket. That's what happens. Moving down. I work for Volvo Trucks, and we are about to launch a battery system. Exemptions is a big deal, and helping them. Okay, fair enough. True word is spoken. I don't know which true words we're talking about. When we went to the grave, he rode off a perfectly good, was it Beamer, wasn't it? He was driving a Beamer at the time. Poor guy. Yeah, Pete Sheridan's actually a nice guy. You know, if you ever met him personally, he's a wonderful chap. But you know, I just think he lost touch with what was going on in the company. But such is life. Sean Mark, obviously all the people that have joined us, Free Jazz, Sean Mark, I always like to give you a warm up, shout out there. Mr. Mitch, g'day, how you doing? Nyland, Thailand, good morning. Kevin Pearson, again, Thomas is there. Sean Mark, I'm just trying to say, what was the inside joke? Watching on my phone, how the hell do you like? I think when you're looking at on the phone, there's a little down arrow just underneath the video, and you've got to click that. And it depends on which way you hold the phone. If you're holding it landscape, then that all gets hidden up. You've got to go portrait, and you've got to. Believe me, it's not the easiest thing to do is to hit the like video on the phone. And of course now, again, trying to do it on your TV, it's even harder. Tell me about it. It really gets quite. Again, this is the thing. It's YouTube have got to do some better design work. I really do. 50% of my viewership is either on what they call TV, web connected TV or mobile phone. So again, the likes, where's the likes on the video? What are we up to right now? We got 16 likes, and we got 32 people watching. Go on, hit that like. That's very important, guys. Or if you don't like it, hit the dislike. We're going to get those likes and dislikes. It's got to be a 90% ratio for a good rating. Okay. So moving down, 3 Jazz. You need this. What's this? The Control C. What's that? Am I going to NT unofficial? What's NT unofficial? Take it for I'll wait for that to load. We'll go back to that in a minute. My friend bought the ingredients to make a cake, $51. Bought the socket wrench today, $26. The dollar is dead. Dead man walking, yeah. Well, things are going to be a bit topsy-turvy for the next 6 months until you get the Joker out of the office. There was something on my Facebook. Was it my Facebook or somewhere else? Where was it? Where did I put it? Let's see if I can find this thing. It was quite comical. I think I put it on my videos. Let's see if we can get this one up. Sort by date. That might be a bit easier.
And if you look at the numbers are false.
I thought you might like that one. As soon as he's out of the office, I think things will get better and the Bitcoin will come back to a more reasonable level as well. But that's just my opinion. At the moment, the carrot top Joker, he still doesn't believe what's going on. He's an absolute loser. He really is. But yeah, so I'm sure it will stabilise at some stage. And the Bitcoin will come back down to the current probably goodwill value outside political influence is around the $8,000 mark. That's a sustainable value if you look at the technology and the longevity as a long-term investment strategy. And I would probably buy in at 8,000. I won't be buying in at 20,000. But I'm pretty sure it'll get down to about 8,000 in the next 6 months. So, plan is Southeast Asia to retire. Yeah, okay, yeah, good. More to do in Thailand than here. Well, we don't have so much restrictions that are going on at the moment, Sean. So life is a bit good at the moment, as they say. Lost Cloud, another one. Sorry, if I come Bangkok, I'll see you again. Stuck with laundry. Lost Cloud. Okay, stuck with laundry as have to open close. Oh, I know who Lost Cloud is now. It's Jerry. That's it, Jerry, isn't it? Stuck with laundry is, I know, why you open a bloody business in Pattaya doing laundry. I suppose, well, it's fun. Haven't been for 6 months. It's 2 hours away. I did say to Nick that I'm going to try to get down there soon. He sort of said, why don't you come down and hang out with the show one night? And yeah, I just said, I'll be down there in a second, but I have to deal with Shania, and she doesn't like Pattaya at the best of times. She doesn't like to go to Pattaya, and me going to Pattaya on my own, that's fighting material, if you know what I mean. She'll let me go on and do the boys' nights out in Bangkok, because I'm coming home. You know what I mean? I can come. I do get home. I might get home at 2:00 in the morning, but I do come home. But going to Pattaya, I'm not going to be coming home that night. and it's just going to, that is just a recipe for her feeding the ducks the next morning, so it's one of those sort of things. We're going to have to do some massaging of the whole idea. I let her go away, spend time with her friends, right? She has to give me a little bit more latitude, without getting uppity about these sort of things. Patia is Patia. It has a reputation. All those, after almost 12 years together, she still fears the loose legs in Patia, if you know what I mean. That's about the best way I can describe that situation. But yeah, I do plan to get down to sort of hang out with Nick, and so I got the bike. I can ride down there any time. I just need to. One of the things I really do need to probably get another 5 dB knocked off the volume of the exhaust there, because they get uppity about that sort of thing down at Patia. Probably not so much these days, but I know it does happen. I read a very interesting world documentary art that Thailand and other countries are manipulating currency. Well, there's a lot of things coming out of the woodwork about that. Look, Thailand does manipulate its currency. Thailand is doing its best to try to keep the currency equitable at the 30 cents in the dollar. Unfortunately, it's a very difficult situation to do when the dollar is not worth what the dollar's worth. So, but they would rather point the finger at Thailand. You're manipulating the currency, while secretly they're just printing more money, right, and going further and further into debt, right? That's currency manipulation at the best of them. So it's like the pot calling the kettle black. Thailand has to keep the currency at a equitable level. That 30 cents of the dollar is foundational for the Thailand economy. But they're struggling to keep that when the American dollar just is not worth what the American dollar's worth. What do you got to do? Well, you got to make adjustments, right? And unfortunately, Thailand is a growth sector. We're not suffering from COVID, right? We've got business. Exports are outweighing our imports because of the high import tariffs, right? So it's a very positive investment climate for most people's money, and people do. Australia back in the 2012 era, 2010, 2012, people were parking money in Australia, and we got 31 cents. We got parity. I think we went over parity with the American dollar back then, because people were parking money in Australia, right? Because the boom of the mining industry. Of course, when China stopped buying the ore, well, the bottom fell out of that, right? So what do you do? But, again, that was Australia's fault. Giving China money to invest in their own steel industry. Crazy shit goes on, and I don't know where these people get into office and make these decisions, where they honestly get their information from. It's absolutely crazy. Obviously, they never went to school and did economics at school, did they? Seth Barker, been to Thailand, Philippines, love both. I've never actually been to the Philippines. Somebody on my Instagram was sort of mentioning he's probably going to go to the Philippines. He likes the Philippines, but I talked to Alf down there, one of my good friends, and he's telling me the Philippines is not the place you want to be right now. Not only you got face masks, to go out in public now, you got to go face shields and face masks, right? And you got to get passes to go from province to province. And really, it's goddamn crazy. It's gone ballistic over there, but that's just the way it is in the Philippines. The zombies still down to Boulevard, having to wave their bruised black and blue flags. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? All round. I've just missed that one. Mr. Mitch, an all-round woman. I'm just. Yes, I like to keep in shape. Round is a shape, isn't it? Where else have we got? True. I'm sending my mum to Thai. Yeah, okay. Hello, Wazza. So Warren Tirrott, how you doing? Good morning. Warren, hey, apparently there's an issue on YouTube. Posting links on live streams as a moderator has gone. Anybody heard about this? I moderate on a channel. I don't know whether it's a setting. Like there's a setting in there that I don't allow link posting, which up until recently was still allowable by the moderators. But if I see a link there, I'll be able to just transfer it directly. I can still post a link there, I believe. I think that works for me. So again, let me just check to make sure that link works. I don't know, that page is not working. Who's coming to join us now? Davy boy. G'day, Davy boy. He's trying to get his microphone working. Hey, Davy boy, yes. What? We'll work it out in a second. Yeah, so if Davy boy, if you're listening, he's got his microphone off. Don't watch the YouTube. The YouTube is 15-20 seconds behind what real time, so you'll get feedback. Just pop out the chat on the thing so you can see what people are chatting about. So Davy boy, did we know who Davy boy is? Who's Davy boy?
I'm trying. Wait a minute.
There we go. Let me just give you a Discord enroll. He's going to be there in a minute, he said. He's just getting it all sorted out. Yeah, just all you need to do is pop out the live chat, because that's everything that we're streaming. Apart from you don't get to see me, but I'm pretty sure you know what I look like. You don't need to see me, but if we've got anything on screen, you'll see it before anybody else. Yep, he's gone, and he'll be back. Hopefully, he'll be back shortly. Anyway, where were we? So apparently, the mods can see the links posted, but it really isn't there. Yeah. Okay. So if I was to send that link to my website, to my channel, where's the live stream? Let's go to the live stream again. There we go. Now it's my channel. I can post a link, and the link is clickable. Okay, and it doesn't come up there. That's interesting, isn't it? You can't see the links anymore. Oh, okay. So you're gonna have to scroll down and use the links that are actually in the page. That's weird. Okay, so I can see the link. I saw a link come through before, but I was able to copy and paste it, but I don't know what that was all about. I went to the page and didn't seem to do anything. That's very interesting. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. Something to look into. So they're always making these changes, which gets very frustrating. They don't tell you. This is one of the worst things about YouTube. They just don't tell you anything. Web analytics, monetization, settings, permissions, community. Yes, it's got block links, so there's a checkbox for block links in my settings, but I don't block links. So I don't know what's going on there.
Hello.
G'day.
Am I on? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Davey. You can hear me, can you?
Yeah, mate, I can hear you. Sorry, I'm not tech savvy. I finally got it going.
Okay, so how do we know? What do we know you as on the YouTube channel?
So the reason I went through this process was because I do it through my phone, and it doesn't let me enter messages on when I'm watching you on the YouTube channel. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I know how it goes. Yes, it's well, it actually does. It's just to do it is a problem. That's all. It's a very convoluted process. That's where it just comes up unknown error. I mean, I like it. I've already liked your
your page today, and I've been listening. But yeah, every time I try to punch something in, it just comes up unknown error. So I prefer to do it this way.
Weird, isn't it? Yeah, but that's again
Crazy.
the app. I don't know. You're running Apple or Android?
Android.
Might be just something wrong with the app. Try removing the app and putting it back back on again.
Yeah, I might have to, because I can see everyone else's comments, but I can't comment on there, unfortunately.
Yeah, so if I go to my phone, let me just have to turn the volume down, but let me go to the live stream. Bloody 1 month free. Do I really want 1 month free? Go to my phone, my channel. Right, there's the live stream. I'll turn the volume down. Right, so yep, so I got there. I can see the comments and I can chat publicly. So there it is there. Chat publicly as Warren. Hi. Yeah, so it allows me to chat there. So I'm guessing that the app itself is a bit broken, that's all.
Okay, I might have to do that. I might just have to delete it and reinstall it.
Yeah, but the live chat, actually hitting a like on the thing. Oh, without the ads. Oh God.
Yeah, that worked. Yeah, you should see. You should see my name as as I've liked you.
I don't see the name. You never actually see who actually liked it. It's actually something that's hidden. It's hidden.
Okay,
it's hidden.
You
in
just
YouTube.
get the numbers of the thumbs coming up.
Yeah. People think there's some sort of secret backdoor or this sort of thing. There's no secret backdoor. YouTube know who liked it, and they register. Anybody that runs around on YouTube with an account and dislikes everything, those actual numbers don't go into the metrics anyway. They just know they're trolls, and they don't use the troll numbers. But yeah, it's just one of those sort of things. So getting to the like button, can be a problem. And then get into the live chat. So live chat should pop up automatically when you go to the page. If you go landscape though, it's harder to do it's actually harder to do the landscape version of it. But yeah, there's no need to get it. It's one of those sort of things. I'm not a big mobile fan. Mobiles for me are handy. They keep you in touch when you're out and about. But I'm a web guy. I do everything on the web.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Kyle, hello. So what do you go by in real life? So you've just been on the channel, you've been watching in the background and been unable to chat. Is that right?
That's correct.
Oh well, good to have you along, Davey. Whereabouts you from? Obviously, you're an Aussie.
Yeah, mate, the Gold Coast.
Gold Coast, okay, good. I've got a few friends up on the Gold Coast. My gaming community that I'm playing with now with Dual Universe, a few of the guys in there are from the Gold Coast or from Queensland. It's like there's Ben and a few others, but yeah, they keep me abreast of how Gold Coast is going. Robert Mack in Asia has joined us. Hey, Robert Mack, how you doing? So what do you do for a job?
Myself, yeah, I'm a supervisor just in a food services warehouse.
Okay. Good.
So yeah, I have a ladyboy girlfriend over there in Thailand, but I can't get back to her at the moment.
Oh, it must be killing you. Well, thank God you've got bloody FaceTime or
Yeah, we
apps.
do that. Yeah, we do that. We do that every Saturday and Sunday evening, or Saturday after she finishes work, and then Sunday as well. So yeah, she works 6 days a week there.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
What's she working
Just
as?
in the
What's her job?
She just works in a factory. She's got a factory job, mate. She just works in a factory as a sewer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, yeah, just for a leather handbag factory sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and she just lives in the outskirts of Bangkok there, Telling Chan.
Okay, Telling Chang. Okay, I'm not quite sure where Telling Chang is.
Where is it on there? So it's not in Bangkok. It's on Telling Chan.
Telling Chan Floating Market.
There, that's it. Just not far from there.
Okay, so she's actually on the west coast. So it's only what? Geez, that's one floating market I haven't been to. I must go there at some stage.
Pick up good bargains there.
Yeah, it's 41 minutes by car. A bit of a convoluted route. So you got to go up here, Sai Sam, then Sai Song, then across.
No, you don't see any Farangs out there. I tell you that.
Yeah, I know. It's yeah. So the other floating market that I've been to is actually in here. The Klong. So there's the Telling Chan. This is the Klong Lat Mayong floating market here. Been there a few times, and so from our location, if you want to go to a floating market, we go to Klong Lat Mayong as opposed to Telling Chan because it's closer, you know.
Yeah.
But I do want to go out there
Makes
and check that one out. That one's actually, I think
Hello.
That's right. So
Yeah.
got somebody's alarms going up. But I think from Telling Chan, you can actually get a longtail boat to get out onto the river. And go down to the river and then come back in through what do you call it? One of the other stops here. I'm just trying to remember where it is. Yeah, so there it is. So Salam Taksin. I think you can get a longtail boat out to the main river from there, and then get down to Salam Taksin. I can come out in BTS. Do a bit of a round trip, sort of wander. But again, it's just all the wandering, isn't it? Wandering around the place.
The exploring. That's what I love. The exploring.
Yeah, I've got to get out and do more of that sort of stuff. I sort of just gaming. I game all the time. If I had somebody to hang out with, but I don't want to be a pestered Jerry to be hanging out with him all the time. Which he's a good mate. He's in the centre of Bangkok, so it's a bit hard to hang out with him all the time. But if I had sort of somebody more else to have. Tim was out here at one stage, and we used to hang out with Tim and go and do things with Tim. So we used to video together, and it was a bit of fun. But now he's in Charm, so he only comes to Bangkok probably once a month, if that. So it's a bit, yeah. So Stray Jazz keeps on saying it's 350 likes, and he's gonna buy me a Red Bull shake. Go on, 50 likes. People hit that like button. He's hitting that promo. Richie Keys, yeah, I agree. A long distance thing, in difficult but worth it till you get back there. Messenger long, yeah. And don't forget, the first 4 years of our relationship was really a challenge because those, video apps really didn't work quite well. For the first 2 years, she had an Apple. Apple simply just did not talk to Android, except through Skype. And Thais and Skype really don't mix very well, but we did manage to keep FaceTime. But I was coming here 4 times a year; it wasn't too bad. How often were you coming out? Dave?
My last trip there was February. I got back just before the lockdown in March. I try to get out there. I try to get out there a couple of years. I'm currently 50. I've probably got about another 4 years of work, and then I want to move over and retire.
Mm-hmm. So you've got your investment portfolio.
So another until about 50, 55 would be great, and then would be ideal, I guess. And then up until then, I guess it's a couple of times a year for. It depends what kind of visa. Now there's so many options with these new visas. So normally it's just a 4 week, 6 week, but these options now I can stay a little bit longer, and hope like every 6 months I like to pop over and see it.
Yeah, so
you got for the tourism.
Kyle, g'day Kyle, how you doing? Let me just adjust.
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good. He's sounding
Very
like
good thing.
Trying to pick to the accent there. Where you from? Where you from, Kyle?
I'm from the UK.
UK, yeah, but I thought there was a bit of Irish there. There's a bit of an Irish guttural.
I'm not Irish. I'm Welsh.
Welsh.
Don't know
Welsh. Okay, yeah, Welsh. Got a couple of good Welsh friends up in Isan that I chat to every so often. Anyway, thanks for joining on the Discord. I said we do open it up, and you're free to come in. Let me just give you full access to the server. Let me just set your role there, so you get all the other text channels. next time you log in, you'll see all the extra channels. You probably won't see them update straight away. But yeah, so as I was saying to Dave, so you got long service leave coming up, or you've already done long service leave?
No, I have a lot. I generally just take, like I've got annual leave and, maybe 300-400 hours, 350 hours there. So, but I generally take about three days a week, sort of a couple of unpaid days a week and 3 days. So just try to stretch it out as much as I can.
Right, but have you got some long service owing? Have you been there?
Yes. Yeah. I've got, yeah. 14 years there. So yeah. I've got long service, and then you get the 4 weeks annual every year. So, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, so that's one thing I would highly recommend. Like if you've only been coming out for 2 weeks at a time or 1 week at a time, to actually sit down and spend the full 4 weeks, living as a Thai. Definitely something to prepare you for the whole long stay. You'll really start to get the feel Thai in the Thainess of the whole thing if you get that whole 4 week stay, or if you can do if you've been there obviously 10 years, you may be allowed to take 8 weeks. It's really a good position to sort of really get to feel what it's like to live here in Thailand. Because most of the time when you're coming out for 1 or 2 weeks, you're so busy doing things, you never really settle down to feel what the relaxation time is. And quite frankly, you relax too much. I'm in shape, round as a shape. Just even think about it. I think about it every day. I need to get into an exercise routine, but like an hour out of your day, I got so many things to do on the computer. I never get an hour a day. I actually have. I'm thinking about what I got to do. I've got to do my Thai lessons. So what I need to do, I need to get at the exercise mat, put my earbuds in, put my Thai lessons on, right, and then do my sit-ups, do my push-ups, do my planking, do all that sort of stuff, and do it for an hour while listen to my Thai lessons. That's what I need to do. And I keep on saying that every day. I need to do that, but it never happens. It's really a challenge. And I think if I got into, I needed 21 days. I say 21 days to force a habit. And I just need to do the 21 days. It's only going to take 21 days. I talk to myself, it only takes 21 days to make a new habit, right? I just need the 21 days. I need somebody to come here for 21 days at 11 o'clock in the morning or something and say, stuff everything, turn the computer off, we're going to do our hours workout. Go on, we're going to do our hours workout. Once I get doing it...
Mate, I'll take you up on that offer next time I'm over there.
Okay, fair enough. My screen blacked out and audio went off. Grrr, I know, it happens sometimes. That's YouTube for you. We've actually had a pretty good run with the actual quality of the stream for the last... Well, we've been doing these streams for over a year now. And we seem to be holding up our quality. Apart from a couple of glitchy startups, we don't really have any sort of internet problems. And I don't sort of, from my end at least anyway, we've actually had a pretty good run. And no sooner than I say that, I'm sure, touch wood, something's going to break. Kyle's put his microphone off, but he's probably just having a listen to the two of us. Stuck in Florida.
I just wanted to say I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the channel. That's it, really.
That's good to hear.
Looking at going to Thailand. I when I meet my indie friend. Yeah.
So, and you friend, when we say your friends, are you also playing the LGBT game and have a transgender friend?
I'm not, but I'm not playing that.
That's right.
I like watching the videos. I enjoy them. I like to see alternative lifestyles. Yeah.
Well, as you probably, if you've been watching the channel any length of time, you probably realise that our lifestyle is pretty normal. Which is one of the things we try to portray on the normalness of a transgender relationship. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in America sort of think that it's a weird life. But as you can see from the videos, our life is pretty normal. She goes to, apart from the fact that she works every day and I don't, and when we do go out, she's a bit mischievous in some respects, she's probably a bit more open to playing up in public than a regular Thai girl, because Thai girls, the dateable Thai girls, not the bar girls, the dateable Thai girls tend to be generally quite shy. And if I did what I did with a regular Thai girl, that I do with Shania, they would probably find it uncomfortable because of their, Thais are generally fairly well reserved in public. Whereas, Shania's a bit more, she's had to deal with the whole transgender thing for all her life, and so she's a bit more outspoken than most. We will hold hands in public. Why? Because it's not the done thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I just enjoy the content of the channel. When I said alternative lifestyles, I wasn't picking on the LGBT. I just like seeing what other people do.
Yeah, what other people do what people do in Thailand. Yeah. Do you watch any other channels here? Like, you watch No Time to Be Sad, Chuck from No Time to Be Sad?
I used to watch a lot of Sea Milk and Serpent Day, because I studied in China for a little bit, but they're like the only other people that I watch.
Oh, okay. So that's the what they call. Yeah, I'm subscribed to Their writing. The one where the two of them together. Serpent. Yeah. Yeah. What's the name of the channel? I keep on forgetting that. What's his channel name? ADV China. Yes. But they're no longer in China anymore, so it's sort of lost its flavour.
Not.
But they had a great channel though. Love to have a channel that big. I guess I got to work at it.
Yeah, I enjoy the channel because I'm British and I was brought up with this stereotype that China was really poor. I found it fascinating watching the channel and realizing it's not. Mm-hmm. Later on, then I'd actually go out to study in China, so I studied in China for quite a while. And when I tell people it's not poor, like, people are shocked. Like, the trains in China are better than the trains in the UK.
Oh yeah,
unfortunately for us.
Yeah, of course. In Australia, everything's trying to kill. This article came up recently on my thing. Australian woman horrified to discover giant spider hiding inside her car door handle. There was an article about that. For some reason, it's wanting me to continue reading. Whatever. I hate that shit. Turn off the. Yeah. Once I turn off the ad blocker, it's not even going to do that. Continue reading. I'm going to subscribe to the Outlook Times now.
The UK is so boring.
Yeah,
like,
I just said. I said obviously this woman wasn't. I said obviously the woman wasn't a native Australian. Nothing new here. Move along. I don't know how many times I've found spiders in my door handle. It's something you get used to. And sometimes it might be a redback. I've actually had a redback in the door jamb of one of my cars. There was a car that wasn't used very often. I used to park at the front of the street. We opened the door one day and there's a freaking redback spider in the door jamb. It didn't stay there for long, of course. But redbacks are poisonous. They're like a black widow, genus. They're like a black widow with a red stripe down their back. Pretty much similar venene and things like that. They're quite poisonous. But
like the most dangerous thing I've come across is a cow.
They can be quite dangerous, from what I understand.
That's the most dangerous thing I've had.
Yep. I wanted to play the little snippet here. If you didn't see this before, let me just turn the volume down a little bit. But this is we talk about modern cities. Bangkok is quite a modern city when you start to think about it. This is the new driverless train that goes to Icon Siam.
For 3D glass.
Yeah, I was looking at coming over, staying. Then the protests kicked off, and I work with sort of government agencies in the UK. so it would have been a bit awkward for me. But I did want to come over just for a week or two.
Right, yeah. Definitely, sort of. If you do make it over, maybe hopefully next year sometime, look us up and we'll try to get you to plug into something that get you a bit of get your feet wet in Bangkok. Hopefully, if you make it for a Friday, we can call a boys' night out on a Friday night and go and take it to the night spots.
Get the fights in.
The boys' nights out are definitely a fun thing. We don't talk about it.
In Australia, pints, beers.
Well, they
Schooners
in Australia. There's no actual sizing of glasses here in Australia, in Thailand. Let me just turn that volume.
At least Thai people know where Australia is. Trying to explain where Wales is to people is like possible.
Well, when I went the last time I was in England, I was in Plymouth, so we actually drove up around Wales along. And it was the M4 goes around Wales or goes through that area?
Yeah, that's right.
But there was no reason to pop into Wales, so we skirted around the outside. Yeah. But yeah, I do know where it is.
I'm happy that you know what it is, honestly.
But so this is the new gold line here. That I'd put that on my Facebook page. It wasn't on the video. I thought I'd just do it separately.
I didn't even realise that we have our own language in Wales.
You what? The which? Your language? Yes. Charles tells me about it all the time. I got a friend of mine up in Isan. He's Welsh.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I've never actually. I've met him. The only time I've actually met up with Charles is when he went down to Pattaya and I was in Pattaya as well. I've actually not been to Isan yet. When we go trips, we always go northwest or south. We don't actually go east or northeast.
Yeah. Even as a Welsh person, I tell you what, Wales is pretty boring.
Mm-hmm. Pretty neat train though, this thing here. It's all automatic. I really like the train. But as you can see, it's quite a modern place. High-rise buildings. These are all condos we're looking at. These are all the condos that are going up. They've plenty of them for purchase at the moment. The Chinese have bailed out of Thailand. So they're trying to sell their properties. So there's pretty good bargains to be made.
It's interesting how you associate modern with tall buildings. Because the only place you see tall buildings in the UK is London. If you go to most other cities, we don't have that many tall buildings. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, what's the population in London?
I think it's 9 million.
9 million. So London itself, or the Greater London, has a similar population density as Bangkok, which is where we live. But I live 23 kilometres west of the city.
London is greater than the population of my whole country, and so is Hong Kong.
Yeah. Yeah. I lived in Scotland for 3 years, so that was my getting my feet wet in a foreign country. Moved there when I was 15, did my schooling there, matriculated when I was 18, and then came back to Australia because the posting that my father was on had ended. He was over here for the Australian over in England or Scotland for the Australian government, which was the fit out for the Oberon class submarines we bought in the 70s, which have now, I believe, being mothballed. Amazing how they can, submarine don't only last 30 or 40 years. But anyway, that's his life. And I've been completely missing the chat again, guys. Making sure that I'm not missing anything that's been chatted about. Always wanted to visit Australia. Yeah, okay. But now the drop bear population has exploded. Yes, I know. And Mr. Mitch, the drop bears, they've been secretly bred to actually go for American blood, right? So if you're in a mixed party in the bush, right, and you've got an American in your party, you are pretty much safe and guaranteed that drop bears won't get you, right, if you're an Australian, because There's an American. They love American blood, so you really have to watch out. So the drop bear story. If you don't know, drop bears are fictitious. Okay, there's no such thing as a drop bear. But oh, did I let the cat out of the bag? Oh my God! Oh, I've got to protect my American friends. Kevin Pearson, lol, drop bears. I lived in Australia a year before going to China, and the most dangerous critter I saw in Aussie was an Aussie woman. Mate, they can be quite wicked, those things. Yeah, go on.
It's been nice talking to you. It's really early here, so I'm going to go to bed now.
Are you going to go to bed? Okay. Well, thanks for popping in. It's always nice to hear from the people over there. I am when I do get the man cave, when the new house gets finished and everything else, I do plan to do probably once a month. I'll do a stream that can help our English followers tune in. But of course, it means like doing English and Welsh and Scottish and Europeans. Yeah. But it means me doing a live stream like at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And of course, currently, this is my bedroom, and Shonya's asleep at that time, and she has to work the next morning, so she doesn't really want me chatting for 2 hours while it's her sleep time, if you know what I mean. So that's why we don't do one at this time. But when we get the man cave, then of course it'll be sort of enter at your own risk sign on the front door, right? And it'll mean that I'll be able to do a live stream at 2 o'clock in the morning, As long as we keep the volume down, because her bedroom will be next door, or our bedroom will be next door, but at least there'll be a big concrete wall between us, Should keep the sound down. Anyway, okay. Thanks for joining in. Good to hear from you.
Over. Good night.
Taru. Yeah, so what have we got going on? Is there a way to bring a few drop bears to the US? They may help. I'm sure with the genetic manipulation we can get something going there. You got big bears to worry about. You want drop bears. The grizzlies are bad enough, aren't they, Mr. Mitch? I bagged my first jackalope when I was 12. Yeah, okay, so jackalopes, drop bears. I mean, we talk about fictitious animals now, aren't we? I know when in Second Life, there's another game I play, when I joined the motorcycle gang or group that I was part of for the last 2 years, we actually had to search the sim and look for these jackalopes, and as part of the initiation process. We found 2 jackalopes, they were hiding in some part of the forest there, but jackalope, I was introduced to what a jackalope was. And of course, then I started the research. Yeah, fictitious animal. Very good. Oh, if you don't know, it's like a bunny rabbit with antlers or something like that. For those people who are not familiar with a jackalope. Quite vicious. Same person who wished they could kill multiple koalas when they swarm. Well, unfortunately, the Australian koala population have been completely devastated over the last 2 years with the local fires, because one of the largest populations that we had of our furry little animals was actually sort of south of Brisbane, and that was completely burnt out, I think 2 years ago. Devastated the koala population. They also have what they call a communicable disease inside the koala population, which has been devastating them pretty much everywhere you go, which is a sort of a version or form of chlamydia, isn't it? Dave, you could probably tell me more about the koala populations. You still live there. I don't follow much of what's going on in Australia much more.
Yeah, they've been copying it with the fires. So, well, last year anyway. I mean, we've got a few fires on Fraser Island and things like that. Past couple of weeks, but they seem to be a bit under control now with all this sort of monsoonal rain we've had last week.
Yeah. So most people outside Australia don't realise that the koalas have a very unique diet. They just don't eat normal gum tree leaves. It's only a few.
No.
There's only a few very specific species. I think it's the white gum, isn't it? The white bar gum or something they call it. There's a special eucalyptus gum that they live on. Although we have gum trees all over Australia, that's not their native food. It's only a few of these eucalyptus gums that they eat. And those eucalyptus trees, they not only burn in fires, they explode in fires. So not only you get the fires, and of course the chlamydia that's been raging through their population for the last 30 years has really sort of devastated the koala population. And they're doing their best, but unfortunately, they're marsupials, and they don't breed like rabbits.
And they eat up to 500 grams a day of that eucalyptus.
Yeah, it's not the normal leaves. It's actually the little. It's more the shoots, the small, fresh, juicy shoots. Because after about maybe sort of a week, that leaf goes fairly hard, and it's not really sort of their diet. They're constantly sort of picking off the very juicy shoots and leaves off the tree. The koala, the gum trees survive, but they're very they have to move from tree to tree, and yeah, it's a bit of a difficult life for them. But again, that's they're cute little animals, aren't they? And of course, those claws, don't let them claw you. God, I know the drop bear pictures, they got teeth, but those claws, I think they from what I've heard from the people who care for the koalas, those claws, if they want to scratch you, those claws will draw blood.
Indeed.
Seth Barker, have to work early in the morning. Nice to meet you all. Yeah, good to have you along, Seth. Yeah, and again, so don't forget, we got the if you the links in the description below. Where are we? Yeah, so we've got shout me Red Bull, right? We've got to follow us on Patreon, Twitch. You've also got the little super chat there. If you think we're doing a good thing here, hit the super chat. Always love to get. Always love those little extras. You can't go wrong. Not required, but always appreciated. Buy me a coffee. That's my, just hit me up. You're always welcome. And I believe there's something coming out very shortly. We're going to have something else coming up here. An applaud button is going to be appearing on the channel next year. It's currently in beta, and you can applaud, and that's obviously sends sort of a cash donation to the streamer as well, or actually it's on the videos too. So quite an interesting sort of developing in the YouTube front. Yeah, but I'm going to be sort of, as you noticed, I got my hair cut this week finally again. See what she does to my hair? She does little patterns in the back, nape of the neck. I don't realise that she's doing it until she's done it. What I need to be doing is things I want to talk about on the stream. I think I'm going to start posting more stuff. This is one of the things I wanted to talk about, and I might talk about it next week. This was actually an interesting article, from Wired that I came across, which we might talk about. I'm a big science fan. I'm a big fan of science. And this one here, a few people like this one here, was Facebook isn't listening though through your phone's microphone. Putting a bit of a spin on the tinfoil hat guys. The internet is awash with theories about Facebook using your smartphone's microphone to eavesdrop on your conversation. It's not. Here's why, and it goes through and explains, the technical possibilities of, like their data collection is massive, but they don't have there's no infrastructure in the world could actually record, constantly record everybody's phone in the world 24 hours, 7 days, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right, is it possible? They actually go. To make it happen, Facebook would need to record everything your phone hears while it's on. This is functionally equivalent to an always-on phone call from you to Facebook. Your average voice over internet takes something like 24 kilobits per second one way, which amounts to 3 kilobytes of data, kilobits per data per second. Assuming you've assuming you've got your phone on half a day, that's 130 megabytes of data per day. There's 150 million daily active users in the US alone, so that's about 20 petabytes per day just in the US. Right? It doesn't happen, guys. Tinfoil hat's one thing, but seriously, just do the math, really. There's no infrastructure in the world. Look, I do infrastructure for computers. I know it's currently physically impossible and just get a reality check. But yeah, look, and of course you're already giving them enough data anyway. They track your location, right? Google track your location, Facebook track your location. Right, if you really want us to get out of the regime and have less of that crap, interfering in your life, you got to do what I do, which is, change browsers. I use Brave, right? The Brave browser. The Brave browser doesn't track you, right? Then of course I use as my home page. I use DuckDuckGo as my home page. This is how you reduce them snooping on what you do, right? It's a bit of a challenge to change your default browser, a bit of a challenge to change your default home page on your phone because your phone's linked to the phone companies. But it's possible to do. There's plenty of videos out there on YouTube on how to change your default browsers, how to change your default home pages. It's all there. It's all easy. Yes, Kevin Pearson, he uses DuckDuckGo as well. This is how you stop them change from thing. And if you're really worried about what they do, there's one little YouTube thing. Where is it? If I can find it. Got to minimize a few pages here. Where did I put that link? Internet noise. There's one here. If you're really worried about what they're doing, this is what you do. And let me just put the other pages back up again. That's my thing. Yeah, this is called internet noise, right? What you do is you just make some noise. Just leave your computer going with this thing going. It's totally random crap and changes automatically on you, right? So where do you go? So every 30 seconds, if that was being held up there, Synod Custodian High-Rise Lapdog. Yeah, let them try to work out what I'm like. If you give them enough internet noise, looks like that's a redirect notice. Yeah. If you give them enough internet noise, you'll find the fact that they'll stop tracking you so much, because you're giving them shit. They can't process this data, right? So if you ever, unfortunately, if you look around, you may find one of these apps that'll actually do it for you. But there's little ways to trick the system, right? And you run these things in the background of your computer, right? If they're going to track you, let them track shit. It's as simple as that, right? They won't know what you're really looking for from the crap. What, bacon, decade, burst, clogs? Let Google work that one out. Okay, I like bacon. Hopefully, get the idea. I'll get more ads for bacon. Okay, there's something to do. I think I don't normally run this thing here. I usually use it from a different browser because I'm getting redirects there from those pages. Right, it's now putting up these redirect notices, which is a new feature. But yeah, there are ways around these sort of features. But yeah, the button will make some noise. 15 seconds, 50 minutes to donate to FEE. 10 minutes learn about Tour. Consider using a VPN. But yeah, so make internetnoise.com. Learn about how to spoof the system. Go hopping, g'day. Another to move to another country far away. They go, and yes, you can do that. You can on your VPN connections, you can bounce around countries. That's another way to do it as well. As I said last week, and I'll leave as we're closing out now. Right, I'm not an expert on the sort of shit that you find. I stay clear of that shit. You want to talk about internet stuff? Talk to me. You want to talk about computers, talk to me. You want to talk about Bangkok, living in Bangkok, talk to me. I live here. You want to know, you want to talk, find out about the LGBT and transgender topics. I'm an expert on the topic. That's my forte. Don't ask me about government and politics and things like that. Look, I know as much as what I read on the news, and quite frankly, I don't follow that shit. It doesn't interest me whatsoever. I'm an IT geek. Gaming, I know gaming. People have been saying I need to get my Twitch running more. Well, yeah, but the game I play is not really Twitch excitement. But maybe I will. I mean, the guys I play with are saying, they don't mind me running a Twitch stream. Right? And I said, well, I'll give it some thought. It just means the fact that with the way Streamlabs works, it's a lot of fiddling every time you change channels between YouTube and Twitch, because they're sort of mutually exclusive in one sort of sense, and you've got to log in, log out, and tweak things and all sorts of stuff, which makes life a bit difficult. Mr. Mitch gets ads for adult diapers and dentures because I googled some stuff for my 88-year-old dad. Well, there you go. Just preparing for your retirement there, Mr. Mitch. You got to be careful. Sometimes it pays to actually go anonymous. There are ways to actually browse anonymously on your browser. I'm not going to sort of go there and sort of go through the process now. But if you want me to do those sort of videos and talk about this sort of shit, I'll get some pages, get some instructions, and take you through it. Quite happy to do that sort of stuff. People come here because I do different shit, to the regular streaming. The day-to-day life, that's our channel. But when it comes to the actual stream itself, it's a chance for us to interact and just to talk. You know what I mean? Topics sometimes, I've said this before. If you want to do a topic, let me know what you want. We'll do topics. I'll do topic-based stuff all the time. But at the moment, I'm trying to think of what topics to run. The only thing I can think about topics is gaming. But you took 2 or 3 years ago, you said, no, we don't want to talk gaming on the channel. This is your channel. We don't want gaming. Go to Twitch. So I went to Twitch. So I don't do gaming here anymore. But if you want to do gaming, I'm quite happy to launch a game and play a game while you guys are watching. Joke coming. Yes, at Warren. Okay. Call me Kev. All good. I was looking for a computer on Google. Now I'm getting all loads for them. Yeah, that's what happens, Andy. The advertising dollars drives the internet these days. I remember the internet. The internet was a really nice place back in the early 90s. You guys probably didn't even really realise it was actually out there in the early 90s. It was a bit difficult, you put the modem on the phone and bing, bing, that freaking noise that they made, and you got 33 kilobits per second. If you're lucky, you got 56 kilobits per second. I think back in 93, 92, 14.4, was the speed, but the internet was there, and we didn't have any advertising. Oh, it was a great place. You actually got information. You didn't get false information. You actually got real information that you could work with, and people linked to other people's pages. That's something I got to do on my website. There's a few vloggers out here in the land. I got to do a sort of another tab up here on my page of like-minded vloggers here in Thailand that run web pages like Kev's page is dead now, but Nick's page. I think there's a few other people of doing pages now. I've been doing a page for 4 years, but Nick's got his page up at Go Hopping. He's got his page. If you've ever been to gogohopping.com, check it out. Interesting page there. I should do an interview with him at one stage and talk about go hopping. If you don't know it, if you do you know the page? gogohopping.com. It's not a bad looking website. It actually runs quite well. And there it is coming up. a nicely presented WordPress site, hopping guides. He's got Philippines and Thailand, hopping blogs. I think I get a listing here. Do I get a listing here? I think I got a listing here somewhere, don't I? I think I've got one of the channels there is he got me. Anyway, travel, daily life vlog, daily life. What's the button not working? What? Hopping vlogs, hopping vlogs. Yeah.
Is that go hopping on YouTube?
He's in the chat there, but yeah. So Paul, he runs this particular site. And our vloggers. I'm just trying to see if he's got me. I know I'm listed there somewhere. There we go. There, Shania was. There we go. I do get a listing. But yeah, I should have put I should put a. You know, this is what we used to do in the '90s when we built websites. You know, we used to, you know, support each other and, you know, build websites and link our websites with other websites, because you didn't have things like Google search engine. You know, people would tell you you'd get a handwritten scrawled napkin of a website to go and check out. And then you'd go to that website, and then you would have, you know, you'd have other sites that you could go to from that site. That's how you surfed the internet back in the old days. You know, like-minded people gravitated. We don't do it so much these days, you know, because of the advent of Google. But yeah, so, you know, Paul runs a pretty good sort of site there. You can definitely walk in to check it out. You know, and you can. There's a members area too. You can subscribe to his area, and you get little member perks. I think I'm logged in at the moment, am I? Member area, member login. I'm not going to look. I am a member, so that's okay. This is what I love about LastPass. I don't have to remember how to log into any of these. LastPass will do the fill. There we go. Oh, you're going to do a cap? You're going to put a capture on this thing now? Really? Oh, give me a break. BVST5FKD. So there is a members area as well, right? And then go to hopping. Now I'm a member, so I've logged back in again. I've got members area. I won't take you there, of course, but you get the idea. It's a members area. You're not a member, so there you go. Can't go in. But yeah, he's got some great little vlogs there, great little bits and pieces. Nicely presented site. And how long have you been running the site for? Too many boss trying to get to log in 800,000 a day. Yeah. I know I've got protection on mine, but I think I've turned that particular feature off. I use a different. Anyway, to each their own. But yeah, so you've got to definitely sort of check his site out, become a member, you know, and find out about all the night spots. Anyway, enough of a plug there for you, Mr. Gogo, Mr. Paul. If you haven't worked out, that's what I do. I tend to support the vlogging community. There's a few difficult entities out there who we won't mention names or even make reference to them, because again, as soon as you start talking about them, they start to infest your live streams again. But yeah, generally I'm a big supporter. I run my Facebook page. I've got I also run the Thailand Vloggers Hub, which is my Facebook group. Right, so in here we've got you know, other vloggers that are doing Thailand content. Come here. So if you really want to, you know, the link to this is down below in the description as well. So you got the link to this place here. Other Thailand videos. So again, I've been running this site now for 4 years. I took over from this site from another vlogger who was running it, who felt that it wasn't growing fast enough, or we just didn't have the time to support it. I came in as a supporter, and then he finally handed the reins over to me, and we've got 2.4k members here now. Another group I run here, which is the YouTubers vlog. Come on. Oh, there it is. If this is particularly not Thailand content, this is just random crap that you find on the internet. You know, but basically it's again supporting other YouTubers out there as well. These are the two groups, and if you go to the About page on these groups, you'll always find all my associated, you know, this is, you know, groups I recommend and things like that to go and check out. So there you go. Bit of internet sort of stuff. I'm an internet freak. That's what I do. That's my life. Leave me alone. Anyway, we're just gone past the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to get out of your face. I will say a big goodbye to everybody out there. Thanks for joining Sawadee Cup and Kappa Mark Club and all that sort of stuff. Great to have you along, and we're going to get out of here. And peace out, guys, and we'll see you soon. Where's my little closing screen? Closing screen. Here we go. Have a great day, everybody, and bye for now.
See you, Wazza.
See ya.